Hello, everyone. Today we are back here again with BT Podcast. We are the students from MUIC from the biotechnology class, Group 5. And today's topic is going to be how to optimize your online learning experience. So, we are basically going to talk about during the process of online learning, it can be hard. And sometimes you could feel bored and or you could get distracted from the class. So today we're going to talk about how to kind of get rid of that emotion and starting to get um, more involved in your class, or maybe make your class to be more interesting by starting from you. So yeah, today I am here with Pop or Ronit, Poon, Pat, and Dylan. My name is Pat, and let's just begin. So, starting with you, Pop, what do you feel, and like, how do you feel when you were studying online, and how did you try to optimize your experience when learning with boring classes, for example?
Oh yeah, sure. Uh, Initially, of course, like having to have that mindset that you're online now is very difficult. Like that classroom environment, that classroom pressure isn't there for you anymore, and you don't really have to sort of live up to that expectation. So yeah, definitely in terms of my effort, I think I saw I saw like I saw my effort sort of like decreasing, and then because I wasn't really focusing much. But then, of course, so I think it all comes back to mindset, as I said. So in order to actually optimize your online learning experience, you have to have a mindset whereby you basically build a classroom for yourself. It's a metaphorical classroom that you build for yourself in front of your computer. And I think you have to pressure yourself in order to live up to that expectation that you've sort of had beforehand when everything was normal. Yeah.
Uh huh. So, and how do you cope with that? How do you cope with, oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm so bored of this class. This professor keep talking and I can't understand anything anymore. Like, what would you do in that situation to try to get you focused back into the class?
So in order to refocus yourself into, as I said beforehand, like it's all about the mindset. It comes back to your mindset. If you don't want to learn anything, if you come in with a mindset before class that I don't want to do anything, okay, like I'm too lazy. I don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to want to do this class right now. If you come in with that mindset, then it's definitely going to affect your motivation and your ability to sort of engage with that class. Of course, that classes are going to be boring, but that's just how it is. Not every class is going to be entertaining, but I guess you have to entertain yourself. Maybe take regular, I don't know, breaks. You could do that. Switch off for 10 minutes and then come back. But then, yeah, just try your best to like stay on top of like what the professor is trying to say. Yeah.
And what is your environment around, like your setting in your room, or how do you like how do you sit? What do you sit on, or like basically your environment that you're in during the online class?
So
What is it like for you?
For me, I'm basically confined in my bedroom, I mean, which is not ideal. I think it's a lot of people that are confined in their bedroom and then that are learning online, and I have a lot of distractions around me, whether it's my PS4 or whether it's other things, which I'm not gonna say. So, uh, yeah, so basically, what I would like to do is I like to take in the sun early in the morning. I know it sounds absolutely nonsensical, but I like to take in the sun, and I think that sort of
Yeah, I mean
puts me.
that's good. That's good. I mean it's the morning sun. I mean you could feel your body more energetic from the sun. That's real. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought it was completely nonsensical, but when I actually tried to like sort of, maybe go out and walk for 10 minutes and sort of take in that heat a little bit more, and then I realized, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It does kind of help you, you kind of get in that mind. You actually want to learn. I don't know. I don't know what the sun effect is, but I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty great. And what about you, Poon? How do you feel during online class, like if it's boring, like what do you do, or or
Yeah,
or the methods that you may use to optimize your learning experience?
yeah. As we know that online class is very boring to a lot of student or me, and I have tried a lot that to make me feel like get more attention in the class. So I have tried like I'm learning by myself in the bedroom, which is very good because it's a place that I am comfortable with. So I can focus more, and I have tried to learning online at the cafe, and I have found that it was good too because an environment like many things that make you like feels like want to learn, or maybe, and I have tried to learning with my friend, but we are not the same class. We just like we just in the same room, but not in the same class. And I have found that that would make me like focus more. Yeah, and sometimes as we know that we have an online class, so sometimes when I feel sleepy or dizzy or something, I used to like grab some drink. Yeah, that would that was make me getting more focused.
Refresh,
Yeah, yeah,
energetic,
yeah,
more like
yes,
that.
yes, yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, what is your setting around you? Like you said in your bedroom, like, but how do you sit? Do you sit on a desk or do you sit in a bed or what's your
Some
setting?
class I'm set in the on the bed, and sometimes I just sitting on a desk. Yeah. Depends on the class. If it's a math class, I used to like um learning at desk as my own desk. Yeah.
Uh huh. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, 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 something like that.
What about you, Pat? What is your experience, or how do you cope with, like, when you lose interest in online learning, or you have any problems such as like you feel lazy or you feel not awake? How do you do?
Yeah, I will go first with my problem, but actually, just withdraw one of my courses.
Ah, really? Why?
Yeah, because I think studying online is very pressure that make me think hard, and I just cannot talk to the teacher properly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but in the campus you can interact with your teachers face to face, but in the online you have to
You
press
have
a
to do like
button
emails
or
and things like
text
that,
us
isn't it?
or
Mm-hmm.
email. Yeah, it's very hard, and that major is my first time in programming. The
Ah,
name of the subject is Introduction to Programming. Firstly, it's what very simple and easy to follow, but the later on, his exercise is, oh my gosh, you
it
have
was too
to.
hard for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard, and it's hard for me to contact with my friends, like sharing the screen
Mm-hmm.
and find some quiz, something like that. When you go to the campus, you can easily talk to your friend and let them teach you. The second problem is you can't just sitting on the in front of the desk and stay in the same position all day. Is I know. Do you guys feel the back pain or
Yeah, I
neck
do. I do.
pain?
I
Yeah.
actually do.
Yeah, me too, me too.
And I already bought like good quality chair, and
Uh,
I thought it was going to help me, but it turns out if you're just going to sit in front of the computer all day, like for 6 hour, 8 hours, it's still gonna give you back pain anyways, no matter how good
yeah.
your seat is.
Just
And
like
so
you have to change your position, walk out for
yeah,
10 or 15 minutes, and like the pop said, you have to go out and let the heat grill you, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
actually, no, it sounds bullshit. I'm sorry to use a bad
Yeah.
word here. I hope anyone cuts it out, but it actually works.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
actually working for me.
it
It's not
works.
bullshit. It's like um,
Just get the sun. It's real. Even like top athletes do that.
the sun is make you feel like it is a normal day. You
Yeah.
just go out to the university and do something else, which is not stay home all day and
Because I mean,
study
we're not
online.
like we're not animals like bats who hate sunlight, but like we as a person, as a human, I think we sometimes need sunlight in our life, like to feel more like involved into the world rather than just sitting inside in the shade all day. And sometimes I mean it's going to be bad for you if you're in the sun all day or in the shade all day. I mean, I think keeping the balance between that, as we could do in like on-site classes, I mean, that is good for us. Sometimes we need to sit up from the same position and go out, take the sun, go out for a walk,
And
and
another
feel the
tip,
wind.
and I actually take daily exercise for a half an hour and in
Yeah,
the
that's
morning.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's
good.
very good. It's
Just to get you more active and get rid of that
and keeping me fresh, more
yeah,
fresh in the morning.
feel more fresh and give you more energy to study in class. Because I also have problems like sometimes I wake up maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes before class, and I still feel sleepy. And sometimes like 1 hour lecture in, like my eyes start to get tired, and sometimes I may like maybe fall asleep, or it just basically cannot focus in class. And like you said, I think the exercising in the morning before class is a good idea because it could help you really to make your body more energetic, and like just do it as a warm up for your body to get ready to work, something like that. Yeah, it's
Building
pretty
on,
good.
wait, so, building on like the you know how we were talking about like us being tired in the morning and stuff. I just want to tell a story of one of my Russian friends. So basically, I had a friend
Friends.
back in I had a friend back in Russia, and of course you know the Russians are very the Russians tend to use alcohol as a way to solve a lot of things, which is very
Yeah,
true.
it's very
True.
cold there.
So basically, what my friend would do in the morning, I'm not lying here, and I don't advise anyone to do this, but he would take a shot of vodka every morning before online learning. And I'm not taking the piss. This guy would literally be so focused, so drilled. And it's not an advice. There's no scientific evidence behind this, but I think there must be something psychological. I don't know.
Does he get it
I'm,
down?
I'm
No,
I
no.
mean, taking from what I know, because I study in food science, right? And I know a bit of these effects of alcohol, something like that. But basically, what he did is take in alcohol, right? And taking a shot, I mean, it's not gonna get you drunk, but maybe for some it may, because if their alcohol tolerance is not high, maybe get drunk. But I guess Russians have a higher level of tolerance of alcohol. But yeah, taking alcohol in, I mean, it actually works. I mean, it's not psychologically, maybe a bit of it is, but the thing is, when you take alcohol inside of your body, your blood starts to pump more. That's why smaller sized people, like yeah, like smaller people, maybe shorter or less weight, they tend to get drunk easy, because their blood pumps the alcohol throughout their body faster than others. And sometimes when you drink alcohol just for a shot, like maybe it's gonna get you boosted, like your energy is going to be a bit more like a blood rush, because your body starts to get warm, and that's vodka too. Your body starts to get warm, and when in cold weather like in Russia, it could somewhat help. I could see that be of a help for like being focused more, or just like being awake. because
Yeah, but I think it's fair to say we all don't advise anyone to
yeah, but I mean, we all don't advise you to take every shot before class. I mean, that is not going to be long term. Is not going to be good for you. So yeah, it's an interesting story. I I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I actually have a similar story. So basically, my dad, he he told me this story when I was young, but when it was like his friend's wedding, and like the first man, which is my dad's other friend, he was so nervous, like he didn't know, he didn't have the confidence if like if he could do it, like to speak in front of many guests, and like it is he thought it was going to be embarrassing. So he basically took a pint of beer, just chug it in before going on stage, and that works. My dad said that his friend literally spoke fluently, like a professional. I mean, it's like it gives you psychological boost as well as like YOLOing. You know what I mean? Like you take an alcohol, you just like whatever, just YOLO it, and
Don't
it
pay
works.
anything. Yeah.
And it works. Sometimes you just need to like boost your confidence to do something like that. And sometimes maybe taking alcohol would be, you know, like just to say, all right, let's just do this, something like that. But again, we don't advise you to take an alcohol. So yeah, let's just get back to our topic here. So, Dylan, what about you? How can you optimize your online learning experience when you feel bored or you lose interest in class?
It's really hard to concentrate in the morning, especially like earlier morning. I always woke up at like 5 minutes uh, before the class. And sometimes I will order some foods, some delicious soup or something smells wrong. And when I eat them, I can feel just like my confidence are back. I got my
Mm-hmm.
interest again. Then just like you said, it's like you people said, like maybe drunk or smoke, but that's not advice, right? Smoking kills. But sometimes I always like choose these ways. When I feel really, really tired and really, really boring, I will just pick up some smoke and feels good as well. And I think uh, also one of the biggest advantages of online classes is that the same class can be repeatable, right? So always like
Wait, Dylan, I have
after
a
the
question. Dylan, I have a question for you. Sorry for cutting you off. Wait. So, do you use do you smoke?
yeah,
Okay, so does smoking like make you calmer when you learn online? Like, does it make you refocus?
sometimes truly
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
because
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah, because sometimes you feel really boring, you just want to get something done, and you're so boring. That's the only way for me, but not for everybody, right?
Of course, I feel like there's a limit to, you know.
Yeah, it's something that maybe you
It's
do,
not good
but
good
it's not
good way.
advisable, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good way. And
We
also I
seem to not be
always
giving any good advice.
I
oh my
mean,
god.
yeah. Let's just, you know, give good advice now.
Oh yeah, maybe people just some people they can just choose to watch it back, right? The record, which can
Yeah.
make up for the lack of playing back in classroom learning. That's a good advice.
And I also like to do something that is like I feel like really helps is to try to leave your distractions away, like your games, like your phones that you're not currently like need to use, because sometimes like having your phone on your desk could make you feel like when you feel bored in class, sometimes you may see your phone and you just want to pick it up because I did that several times, like many times in class, really. So
Yeah,
I
but
basically
that's
just pick up, and then it became like a distraction for me, and so I just leave my phone like on the desk somewhere behind me so that I cannot reach it basically. But still, sometimes maybe people call, I can still hear it because it's not like too far for me to hear. But to leave it beside you, like on your desk and something like that, sometimes it can be distracting. And yeah, it's basically remove your distraction from your learning experience while keeping your phone not too far from you for you to be able to hear like someone calls. But normally I do think like as our age, we don't have like many urgent businesses anyways. So I think it's a good recommendation to leave some of our um, distractions like games and phones, as I have said, just to leave it aside to be able to focus in class.
Like, you know how, okay, we're talking about how we want to optimize our online learning experience here, right? But let's suppose we say that, you know what, there isn't a necessity for you to focus in class anymore. Let's say the teachers, but you know how sometimes in some classes they don't really require you to focus. Sometimes I feel like it's okay for you to not focus, and I feel like that's something that should be a norm, rather than pressuring students to focus and then making them feel as if like, oh, everything is important, everything is important. I think students also need to acknowledge that if there's no final exam coming up, there's not a necessity to actually focus in class. Rather, focus on what the grades, like how the grades are actually going to be graded. I feel like that's a reality check, but I feel like a lot of people tend to overlook that.
But I mean, it's not. But I mean, if we think of it as grade wise, I mean, sometimes yeah, you could lose focus or you don't want to focus because there's no final exams coming, right? But if you're talking in terms of like learning, like really, you gotta learn something from class, isn't it? And sometimes it could be because it's online, it's going to be boring for you, and sometimes you may not want to focus, but not all class would have final exams, and I understand your point of like we don't really have things going on, so why do we have to focus in class? But so it comes back to the question of, are you actually wanting to learn something? If you want to learn something in this class and you kind of like lose focus, or something is important, like you think you should know, I mean, maybe that could be the factor of why you should focus. But it still depends on you whether, like as you said in the beginning, it depends on your mindset for before coming to class. If you want to learn, you'll be able to get the materials into your heads. But if you come into the class with the mindset of, yeah, I don't really want to learn today, because it happens to me too. Sometimes, some days, I would just feel like I don't want to learn. I really don't want to learn today, and so when that happens, I tend to feel like I can't focus on any of the topics.
And that's why I feel like maybe pre-recorded lectures could actually be beneficial for some classes. I'm not
Yeah.
suggesting that live lectures shouldn't be done, but some pre-recorded lectures should maybe be considered if, you know.
Yes, I actually do agree on this topic, because sometimes if it's pre-recorded, it could be edited, it could be refined, or it could be like it could eliminate all those like problems that you may face in online class, because as you know, that's from part one, that our teachers sometimes they are quite old school, and sometimes they're not familiar with these technologies, and when they conduct live classes, they sometimes waste like 10-20 minutes on trying to set up or fix problems, in which I had today. It was my class, and the instructor was teaching hybrid class, so there was like 5 people on site and the rest was in online, and she was facing problems like the video camera not working, or the share screen didn't work, it froze, something like that. But and that's why I agree of some lectures or some topics that are really detailed or very specific, and you need to really understand it. Sometimes pre-recorded class could really help.
Mm. I feel like maybe if we do have a part 5 coming out, guys, maybe we can talk about this hybrid class sort of method that our universities has seemed to taken on board and are applying currently, and let's see what we think about it.
And yeah, that's basically it for our part 2. So thank you guys so much for listening, and yeah, we will see you guys again in the upcoming part 3. That's it. Thank you for today. Thank you for listening to BT Podcast.